Hey guys, it's Kelly. I'm bringing something different to you today. I'm going to talk about my skincare and my hair care routines. A lot of people, they just kind of, get in the habit of doing things a certain way. And sometimes they don't realize how much their hair or their skin needs other things too. So, I have kind of adopted a few things. Now, right now, my hair is just towel dried and it's wet. I just got out of the shower and I did everything that I normally would do. But I left it wet because I try not to dry it with the hair dryer any more than necessary. And I don't know if you can see just how long it is, but it's really long. It looks rough on the ends right now. It needs to be cut. This is the last of some balayage that I did, but it needs to be cut because it's not healthy at the ends, and it's also kind of turned that brassy from just not using purple shampoo. So but anyway, my hair otherwise is in really good shape. I mean, it's really long. Like I said, it's really long. It's grown a lot. And I think the reason that it's pretty much healthy from like here up. And this is the damaged part that I really need to have cut. What I would say to you is this. Let's start with my hair care routine, and then I'll kind of go over what I do with my skin too. And again, this is for, the skin will be geared more towards, someone with more mature skin. And then, the hair care, I think, would be for anyone. I will say that my hair is very dry and brittle. And, it will get, if it gets oily, it's always at the scalp, just like a normal, I would consider it just normal because it's dry on the ends and, really will get yucky on the scalp area if, I don't wash it, of course. But I have found kind of a couple of things that work for me, and I thought maybe they might work for you too. So I just thought I would just do a real, a chatty little, what I do with mine, and it may work for you and it may not. And a couple of things that I mentioned may sound really strange to you, but I've just found that it works, and it's something that I do, and I feel like that, I go in and my hairdresser, other than the parts that she usually has to trim from damage from being bleached and dyed and that sort of thing, she always tells me my hair is super healthy, the hair shafts are nice and all that kind of stuff. So I figured that what I'm doing must be okay. So this is the deal. One thing that I do is before I do anything, before I get in the shower to wash my hair, I always make sure that I use a paddle brush. This is just a paddle brush. I did try to clean the hair out of it, but anyway, this is by Goodies, and I got this at Walmart. But a paddle brush that's shaped like this is awesome. It's just absolutely awesome. I brush through my hair, especially if you have longer hair. Paddle brushes will be your best friend because, the kind of, texture that it's real slippery, and it gets the tangles out, but yet it doesn't rip your hair. Okay, another thing that I have, I think it's in my drawer, let me grab it. This is called a Tangle Teezer. Okay, so if I'm not going to use this, then what I'll go to, rather than if I'm doing my hair in my bathroom, this usually stays in my bathroom, so, because I like to brush my hair really good in the morning and at night before I go to bed, just, whether I've washed it or not. I just think that that's a good practice because, your hair is just it has much more knots in it, or whatever. But if I'm getting ready in here, this is another thing that you will really love. This is called a Tangle Teezer. It just fits together like this. I heard a lot about these. You can see the bristles, are spread way apart, and this is designed to use on wet hair. So when you comb through your hair, you don't have any of that ripping and that other stuff. And my hair may not look really all that wet right now, but trust me, I have very thick hair and I have a lot of it. So it is beginning to dry, but I will say that, I try to just air dry it whenever I'm going to be at home all day. That's just the best thing. The more that you can stay away from hair dryers and heating things like curling irons. You know, if I'm gonna fix my hair, I have to use a curling iron. So I would suggest, you know, some sort of a leave-in heat protectant or whatever. I've got several. I've got one that's from the OGX brand that is Moroccan oil. It's a leave-in lotion and it's a heat protectant, and it works great. I also have the oil that does the same thing, and oils are really good for your hair if you have dry hair. But anyway, I try very hard not to wash my hair very often because it's so dry. Even though it's thick and I have a lot of it, it is so brittle and it will break so easily. And so I have to do things that, you know, some people might not do. But I will say this, I try to wash my hair only every other 3 to 4 days. And then you might say, ooh, gross. But no, not really. It took a long time, but it really does work. I heard somebody say this, and I promise you, I tried it because I thought, you know, if that will help my dry, brittle ends, then I'm gonna try it and I'm gonna push through. What I did is the more you wash your hair, the more oil your scalp will produce. So if you don't wash it as often, it won't get as oily. It does, there is a curve there that you have to go around. You will have to learn to use things like dry shampoo. This is where dry shampoo becomes your best friend. I can use this on second or third day hair when I'm seeing the oil start to show up, and it dries it up. My hair looks absolutely like it's just fresh washed when I get through with that, because I only have to use it in the roots. I just spray it and rub it in because it does leave a little bit of a white cast, so you've got to rub that, you know, and kind of massage that in. But the less you wash your hair, the less, you know, of the hairdryer you're using on it, and the less likely of damage. So once your scalp gets used to not being, you know, stripped so often, you really won't have to wash your hair that often. And, you know, I can go 4 days easy without washing my hair. On the third day, I can use the dry shampoo and curl it. And on the fourth day, it still looks good, and I don't really even have to do anything to it. My hair may be different from yours, but I can promise you, if you have really oily hair or oil prone hair, your scalp and that sort of thing, then absolutely try what I'm telling you. If you go on vacation or whatever, just don't wash it for a couple of days. Get started that way. You know, I used to be one of those where I would only wash it every other day because it was dry. Now I can go 3 or 4 days because I've been doing it for over a year now, and my scalp is not producing as much oil as it once did. So then I can use the dry shampoo and it works. It just takes time. You kind of have to build up to it. You know, start out with just going every other day. If it's really oily on the scalp, then on that second day, use the dry shampoo and go, rather than washing it again and putting that hairdryer on it. So, you know, and then just begin to slowly, you know, wean yourself off of the hairdryer. I try to let my hair dry naturally. I have a little bit of natural curl in my hair. I didn't have when I was younger. My hair used to be stick straight. I can blow dry, and it's that way. I will say this, when you go to blow dry your hair, if you are, you know, if you've just washed it and you need to get out of the house because you're going somewhere or whatever, when you blow dry it, if you plan to curl your hair afterwards, then don't brush it as you dry it. If you do that, then you're taking out any of the natural texture that's in your hair. You need to try and like maybe wash it the night before and let it air dry overnight if needed. That way, you know, because when you use a brush, and when I do have to get out of the house, I use this round brush. It's ceramic and ionic or whatever. I got this at Sally Beauty Supply. It wasn't cheap, but it's worth it. And I just, you know, I go through it, my hair with, you know, I've got it pinned back right now. I just go through my hair like this, you know, and I gently blow it dry like this if I'm going to wear it straight, or if I want to curl it just a mild amount, then I'll use this to curl it with the dryer. But if you are planning on curling your hair, it makes absolutely no sense to blow it out and straighten it and then try to curl it after that. It's going to curl much better for you if you leave it alone, let it air dry, then curl it, and it will have the natural volume and body and the natural texture that your hair already has. It'll curl a lot easier, and you won't have to hold the iron on it quite as long. I promise you, all these things will work. Now, let's get into a couple of other things. I've shown you the paddle brush that I use morning and night, and the Tangle Teezer when it's wet. I also use this, you know, if I'm drying it straight away. All right. Before I start with anything, okay, let's say that it's time to wash your hair. Let's say that it's been 4 days and or 3 days, or depending on how oily your hair is. Let's say that it's been a while since you've used a clarifying shampoo or whatever. I don't like clarifying shampoos. Personally, I just find that with colored hair, they don't really do a good job. They seem to strip my color more than the products. And I try not to put many products on my hair, but let's go through the ones that I do. I wash my hair and I condition it in shower. And then when I get out, you know, I have a routine. But if you have 4th day, say, hair that is super oily, you get up and you're like, oh my gosh. I mean, and you feel like that your shampoo, you use a mild shampoo or whatever. This is what's going to be weird. I keep Dawn dishwashing liquid. I keep it in my shower, just a small one, because it doesn't take very much, okay? This will cleanse every ounce of dirt and oil that you have in your hair and on your scalp. It is better than any clarifying shampoo that you could ever get. I mean, think about it. If it can handle dirty, yucky, greasy dishes, it can definitely handle your hair oil. So if it's been, you know, 3 or 4 days and I have been using a lot of products or a lot of dry shampoo, or I had a lot of hairspray and that sort of thing going on, then I'll use this to wash my hair with. A small amount. You can either add it into like, you know, a little bit of it and add it into the shampoo that you're using, or you can use it straight. It just depends. I usually use it straight because I want my hair squeaky clean, and I mean squeaky clean. And you cannot get out of the shower like that. Once I have done that, if I have used this and I have totally stripped my hair of all the natural oils and all the gunk buildup that has happened over the last few days, you are going to have to condition. So use a really good thick conditioner. Again, I use the OGX, the Moroccan oil one. I've shown that to you before. It's great. I love it. And so what I do is I do that, and you just condition it really well, and then get out of the shower. The next thing that I do is before I put any kind of you know, comb or a brush or anything through my hair, while it's still wet, I use, this is the Paul Mitchell. It's the huge bottle. It's the original. It's called the conditioner, and it is a leave-in moisturizer. It says the conditioner right here, and it says leave-in moisturizer. I bought the big bottle. It takes about a dime size for all of the hair that I have. I do focus it mostly on the ends, but I'll run it through the top a little bit just because I know I'm going to have to put a comb through it. I've moisturized it with the conditioner in the shower, but I use this once I get out to make sure that there's not any further damage done to my hair when I go to put anything through it. As soon as I do that, I take a large tooth comb. I mean, like something really light and airy. This is from Conair, and I think I got it at Walmart. And so this is what I comb my hair out. But I start at the bottom. And if you've already brushed your hair out with the paddle brush, it makes it easier. But I start at the bottom and I comb out the bottom and get the knots that are in the bottom. And then I work my way up towards my scalp, combing it out. And so I just leave that conditioner in there. And then I either air dry it like I'm doing now, or, you know, I style it using, you know, this and my hair dryer. Or if I'm gonna, you know, wear it curly and I'm gonna curl it with my curling iron, then I just blow it dry and I run my fingers through it while I'm doing that. So that leads me to the next thing. Now we've got it clean, we've got it stripped of everything, you have moisturized, you've put a leave-in conditioner, and that sort of thing. The next thing that I would suggest to do is about once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks at the very least. I mean, like, I try to do this once a week. I like to do a hair mask on my hair. It's really good for your hair. If your hair is dry and brittle, or if you're in the process of trying to, you know, build up days with having to, you know, to wash it and dry it and that sort of thing. All of these things. And then if you go in with anything, whether it's a clarifying shampoo or simple as Dawn dishwashing liquid, I mean, guys, if you strip your hair really good, you're going to need to do a hair mask. And this is my favorite. This is the L'Oreal. It's called the Total Repair 5 Damage Erasing Balm. It says repairs up to 1 year of damage in one use. This stuff is great. I'm just going to kind of put it there so you can see it. I hope that, yeah, there you go. Guys, this is just a really thick pomade. I got the new one out because I didn't want to show you my yucky one. It's just like a moussey, thick texture. When I get out of the shower, when my hair is still really, really wet, put that on there, wrap your hair up on top of your head. Use a clip like this. Just any big clip, you know, or whatever, that's not going to put undue stress on your hair or whatever. Pull it up, leave it on, you know, I don't know if it suggests on the bottle, but it says for split ends, weak, rough, dull, or dehydrated. It really doesn't tell you how long to leave it on there, but I leave it on there for like 10 or 15 minutes if I can. The longer that you leave this on there, the better. This is awesome for your hair, because your hair, if you use any kind of clarifying lotion, which you should not use on a regular basis, or you use something, you know, like that, and or the Dawn, you will actually feel and hear how squeaky clean it is in the shower after you strip it. But you can't just strip it and leave it that way. That does more damage to your hair. So that's why you need to use a leave-in conditioner. You need to use, you know, like maybe take a dab or two of some oil for your hair, some leave-in oil for your hair on your second day or whatever, and just kind of run your fingers through the ends just a little bit or whatever, and then that helps take care of your hair. And then of course you have to do a hair mask at least once a week because your hair needs it. And you know, I just think that everybody needs to take time for themselves. The older that you get, the more important. But if you can get started as a young person and doing these things for yourself and taking time for yourself, I mean, you know, it's healthy emotionally, mentally, and physically for you to take just a little bit of time every single day just for yourself. And so, I mean, that's what I believe. And I think that, you know, once a week a hair mask, just leaving your hair up in it and then rinsing it out just a little bit, you know, it does wonders for your hair and you will appreciate it, I promise. Now, the other thing that I wanted to talk about is when you do dry your hair, you're just towel drying. Wrap your hair up in a towel and then dry your body off with another towel. I know that's like, oh gosh, 2 towels. Yes, 2 towels. You're a woman. You know, take care of yourself. You know, have nice, fluffy, fresh towels to use every day. I mean, what is an extra towel in the laundry in the long run? Nothing. They're so easy to fold. Take care of yourself. So, you know, just put it up in there, dry yourself off with another towel, and then once you're ready, go in with your leave-in conditioner or your mask, whichever one you're going to use. Go in with those things, use a wide tooth comb, comb it out, and then don't use the towel that's on your head. Don't rub your hair between the towel. When I say towel dry, I mean you've wrapped it up just long enough to dry your body off, you know, maybe put on your underclothes or whatever, and then let it down. But don't ever rub your hair with a towel or like this, you know. That's not what towel drying is. That's called destruction. That's called killing your hair. You will make your hair much more brittle, and you will cause much more breakage on your hair if you're trying to run, you know, towel dry in such a traumatic way. And you can see the longer I sit here, the drier it gets. And it's because I have really dry, you know, it's really wet against the scalp, but it's really dry on the ends, and that's pretty normal, I think, for most people, but mine is extra dry. But yeah, those are just, I hope that I'm not talking in circles too bad, but that's pretty much what I do with my hair. I wait as long as I possibly can to wash. I air dry when I can. I don't run a brush through it while I'm drying it if I want to curl it. And I try to air dry it for as long as possible before I start that process. Use a hair mask at least once a week. And if you get to a point where you feel like that you need to strip it clean and moisturize it and do a hair mask, then there are plenty of clarifying shampoos and conditioners on the market. But I mean, you know, a quarter size dab of Dawn dishwashing liquid does the same thing, and boy is it cheaper. I mean, it's just gonna, you know, it's just going to cleanse your hair beautifully. You just have to be really careful and mindful of the fact that what you take away, you're gonna need to add back with moisturizers or a leave-in conditioner or anything like that. So yeah, so that's my hair routine. Now, when I'm styling my hair, I get this from Sally's also. This is just the on-brand color solutions. It's firm hold shaping for all types of color-treated hair. It's 100% vegan and paraben-free. This is the hairspray that I use, and like I said, you get it from Sally's, and it's just an aerosol or whatever, and a lot of people may not like an aerosol or whatever. You may prefer a pump, but I like this one because it gives really good hold, but it doesn't leave my hair crunchy. I don't like crunchy hair. It's not the 80s anymore. A man is not going to want to run his fingers through crunchy hair. And if you do still have one of those perms like that, please let your hair rest. Let it rest. Because, you know, mousse and other things that create too much texture in older hair, it really damages it even more. So what I do is I also have, my hair tends to be real frizzy, especially if I, you know, if I have not done anything but just air it dry or whatever, and then all of a sudden I realize I've got somewhere else to go, and I've got to throw my hair in the ponytail and go real quick. I'll notice that I have tons and tons and tons of frizzy hair on the top. The John Frieda Frizzies does help. It helps a lot. But if you're in a pinch and you don't have time for that, the best thing that you can do, pull your hair back into the ponytail, use something that's really gentle to pull it back with, and then what you need to do, I mean, you can use, again, you can use one of these if that's what you need to do. But what I suggest is take your hairspray, spray just a little bit on the areas that are frizzy, and then take like a teasing brush or something like that and just very gently lay those hairs down like that, and it will make your hair appear nice and soft and silky. It'll control the you know, the wildness of it or whatever. But a good teasing brush, because of the way that the bristles are made, it's really good for taming those frizz areas or whatever. If you have naturally curly hair, all of these things still apply. All types of hair can benefit from, you know, a good cleansing where it is literally squeaky clean, where you get everything off your scalp and hair shaft, and then a good hair mask and conditioner. Always, don't ever skip the conditioner step. That's really important. So yeah, that would be, I guess, part A of my my getting ready routine, so to speak. Now, the other routine that I have is my skincare routine, and I'm going to go through it because it's a little bit faster, because I've kind of already spoke to it a couple of times, but I'm just going to kind of go through and show you. Okay, first of all, I have really dry skin, but as long as I keep it moisturized, it does really, really well. The older you get, the less collagen and the less moisture you're going to find in your skin. It's going to stay dehydrated if you don't take care of it. So what I do, and a lot of people don't like this, I don't know why, it's the best thing I ever, this is the best, this is Kelli'sKorner. I bought this. I actually got this one. This is the Kelli'sKorner Pulse. It's actually wet because I just got out of the shower. I use this. It's got the pulsating head. It's not turning and twisting. It's kind of a vibration that knocks loose all the dirt that's inside your pores and everything. A lot of people think this is too, and it's just got a little cap to protect it. A lot of people think this is too rough on your skin, but guys, it's not. You let the machine do the job by just moving it over the surface of your skin. Don't scrub it. It's doing the job. You don't need to do anything but just move it over your skin. No scrubbing. That's where I think most people get it wrong, and that's why they think that a Kelli'sKorner is too rough. But I'm going to tell you right now, I have a 17-year-old that is, he is oil city, and he is so acne prone. I bought him one of these, and he uses it in his shower every morning and every night. You would not believe the difference in his skin. Sure, he still has breakouts because he eats like a teenager. He's eating tons of chocolate and sodas and pizza, and the boy doesn't see very many vegetables, so I make him for him. That I can't, you can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. I think everybody in the whole country knows, surely by now knows that saying, even if it is a country saying. But I use that, and I use it morning and night, and I use it even if I haven't used makeup for the day, because even throughout the day you're still producing some sebum that's going to clog up your pores. You have to exfoliate your skin. If you have acne prone skin, it's even more important. That's the reason his skin has improved, because he's exfoliating his skin every time he showers by using that. It knocks off all of the old dead skin cells and all of the oil and dirt and grime for the day. And then when you sleep during the night, a lot of people don't realize that when you're sleeping, that you build up oil, and your body is constantly generating new skin cells. So when you wake up in the morning, you've got to clean it again. But you have to moisturize. So I use this Purity, I've mentioned it before, to cleanse with my Kelli'sKorner, morning and night, whether I've worn makeup or not. Then I use my favorite, which is the Clinique Moisturizing Gel. If you have really, really dry skin, you might want to go with a dramatically different moisturizer, which is just, it has like an actual oil in it. There are lots of face oils that are out now. Those usually tend to be really expensive if they're any good. I would not buy any like from the drugstore or anything like that. I would go to Sephora. The Luna oil I know is really good, and that sort of thing. But because, if I was to put a lot of oil on my skin, even though it's dry, it's gonna be gross. So what I do is I just choose something that is water based rather than oil based. And if you have acne prone skin, don't put anything on your face unless it's water based. And I think I've mentioned that in a video before. It's super important, guys. I do not have any acne. I don't have any texture problems. My skin is silky smooth. The only areas that I have are on my nose and right here in this area right here. I have just a few little areas where, basically it's, I guess, in my opinion, it's maybe even scarring from when I was younger and I did have, some acne issues in those areas. Every now and then I'll get something on my chin, but for the most part, it's centered in this area. But use something to exfoliate. I don't care if it's a mitt that has, like a little bit of a texture to it, that you can wash your face with that, or if you want to invest in a Kelli'sKorner. This is the best thing I ever invested in for my skin, ever. I know a lot of people like the Foreo, which is like the little rubber looking thing with the tiny little teeth. I don't know how that does anything. All it does is vibrate. This actually, it twists back and forth rather than circling. Does that make sense? And I don't see how the Foreo can actually cleanse your skin. And I will say, there's a lot of beauty gurus on YouTube, and I see them talk about how the Kelli'sKorner is way too harsh for them, and they use the Foreo, and they also have pimples showing up on a regular basis. And I see that from people that claim their skin is dry. I see that from people that claim that they have combo or oily skin. So that just kind of says to me that they're not exfoliating as well as what they should be. Another thing, if you have a teenager in your home, or anybody in your home that is acne prone or has really large pores, you're going to need this. But even I use it about once a week, maybe a couple of times a week if I've been wearing a lot of heavy makeup throughout the whole week or whatever. But this is by St. Ives. You can get this at any drugstore or Walmart or Target or whatever. This has, it says blackhead clearing right here. It's a green tea scrub. Okay, now it says clears blackheads and calms redness. This is great if you have acne. It's 100% natural exfoliant. It's not got the plastic beads in it. It's an oil-free, salicylic acne medication. It's sulfate-free and paraben-free. It is formulated without parabens, hypoallergenic, dermatologist-tested, non-comedogenic. A lot of people use the apricot scrub from this, but guys, that is so harsh that you're actually putting little nicks and cuts in your face and you don't even realize it. You will have more acne because your skin will be, you'll have small open wounds that are microscopic that will catch oil and dirt, and then you're going to break out. Don't use anything that harsh. This is really mild. It's very, very smooth. You can feel it in there. It's maybe the scrub is maybe the particles are about the size of sand or whatever, but it's green tea, it's all natural, and I can scrub in my, what I would consider my trouble areas. I use this over my whole face. I don't I exfoliate daily, morning and night, in the shower with my Kelli'sKorner and my Purity Philosophy cleanser. But then about once or twice a week, if I'm using heavy makeup, I use this. I really think it helps, and I know it's helped my son tremendously. It is great, and it really does help with the inflammation. If you have like a problem area, or something that you've been spot treating, it really does help with the irritation and redness in your skin. But guys, don't use anything that has broken up pits like apricot seeds or anything like that. This is all natural. It's not going to harm the environment, and it's going to be much nicer on your skin. A lot of people don't realize that they're actually hurting their skin. So yeah, keep that in mind, guys. It's so important. I just feel like that if I can keep a nice clean, yeah, sure, I have color issues, I have redness, I have all those things. A lot of people, have just skin that looks like a porcelain doll. But you know what? You've still got to keep it clean. You've got to exfoliate. You've got to moisturize. Now, I have been using, let me see where it is. I've been using this Freeze 24/7 that I got in my, BoxyCharm a couple of months ago. I've been using this. I've been taking it underneath here and then up onto right underneath my, my brow, because I seem to have those fine lines there or whatever. I've been using this religiously. I've noticed a tremendous change in the amount of puffiness in my eyes, and it does say that it helps to depuff. I believe it, guys. This is $58. It doesn't take but just a tiny bit, but my routine has become using this around my eyes, and then once it's dry, I use my Clinique moisturizing gel on top, and then I do that before before I start with makeup or whatever I'm gonna do for the day. That's a routine that I follow morning and night, and I think that that's the best thing that you can do for your skin. So anyway, guys, I hope that I've given you a little information or something that maybe you can look for or use. I'm just trying to be a source of information. Some of it comes from, watching other people, and some of it comes from just practice. I'll be 47 in July. That's a long time to figure out your own skin, your own hair, and what works best for you. What works best for me may not work best for you. But if you are struggling and you're having a hard time with skin, whether it's the texture or acne or oil or anything like that, then maybe something I've said today will help. And then also, I hope that if you have trouble with your hair, that you understand that you've got to take care of the scalp and the bottom part of your hair. But the most important thing is that you do need to get it squeaky clean sometime, and then when you do, you need to moisturize it, use a hair mask. This hair mask is like, it is just, I cannot rave enough about this. But another hair mask that I really love and enjoy, if you can find like at Whole Foods or someplace like that, or you can get it on drugstore.com. You can go, there's some little tabs across the top, and you can go to it's called Health and Wellness, I think, and you can get it there. Has to be 100% now organic coconut oil. That is the absolute best hair mask there is. I put that on there, and I can leave it. Now, see, this is more of a quick fix, 10 to 15 minutes. About once a month, I use the coconut oil. I put it all over my scalp, my hair, everywhere. You can even put it on your skin. Coconut oil is good to cook with. It's good for so many things. It's so healthy, guys. But I will, at least once a month, I will put that all over. I mean, I will just drench my hair. I'll pull it up in a towel so that it's not all greasy and dripping, and I'll leave it in my hair for a couple of hours. Literally a couple of hours. I want it to get the best benefit from that coconut oil that it can. So I just scoop it out. If you leave it in a warm environment, it's going to melt and it's going to become just like a liquid. Try to keep it a solid so that you can, and what you can do is scoop out a certain amount, put it in a bowl, stick it in the microwave for 30 seconds, stir it up until it's a liquid, and then use it. It's just easier to kind of dispense it if it's still a solid, is what I'm trying to say. So but yeah, once a month I absolutely put coconut oil all over my scalp. I just run it all through my hair. I even I'll pull it up, and then I even massage it into my cuticles and the backs of my hands, the tops of my arms, which seem to be really dry a lot. And it's awesome, guys. So like I said, I'm just here to be a source of information for you guys. I don't know if you'll get anything out of this video, but I hope that you do. So yeah, I really appreciate you guys listening. If you're new to my channel, I'd love to have you. I'm just a person with mature skin, going through another stage in life, and trying to share what little bit I've learned. And if it works for you, which I hope it does, then that's awesome. If it's something that you think that you can try, then yeah, I mean, absolutely go for it. Try it, see how it works for you, and maybe it will, and maybe I'll help you solve some sort of problem either with your skin or with your hair that you wouldn't have thought of. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say for today. I really appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate my viewers so much. Guys, I have like 120 subscribers. I just can't even, my mind is blown. I can't imagine, but I am so excited. So yeah, and I have a lot of new friends. I finally kind of let my secret out and told people that I know that I have a YouTube channel, and I know some people have watched and they've commented and that sort of thing, and I wanted to say thank you. I was really scared to do this, but I'm glad I did, because I think that we especially if you're in my age range, I think we all know without having to say, life's hard. Life shows on your skin, your hair, all those things. Everything we've been through shows on us physically, whether it's weight gain, our skin, our hair, whether or not we take care of our nails, whether or not we take care of our feet and our skin, our toes, and all those kinds of things seem to kind of fall by the wayside. And just because you're older doesn't mean to stop taking care of yourself. In fact, it means that you need to take better care of yourself. You need to take your vitamins, and you need to you know, get exercise, and you need to start all those things. So if you have been waiting and you're not taking some time every single day for yourself, I don't care if it's just changing your nail polish. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's sitting in a dark room and just kind of, you know, spending 15 or 20 minutes in prayer, or just with your eyes closed and meditating, listening to some calming music. I don't care what it is. Take 10 to 15 minutes a day for yourself. You will appreciate it in the long run, because it'll give you a better perspective on life, and you will be happier, not just physically, but emotionally, mentally. Yeah, you need it. And I want you to do it for yourself, because I have learned that I need that, and that's one of the things that I needed in my life. So guys, take care of yourselves. Subscribe if you are a new person, if you would like to join me on my little journey here, because it's just me talking to a camera, and you know, I don't know, I just, it's just crazy to me that people are actually watching my videos and commenting, and I get some of the best comments, and I have wonderful viewers. So anyway, guys, I hope you've learned something from my long talk today. I just wanted to do something today that you could maybe learn something from. I'm going to stop talking now. I hope that you guys have a wonderful weekend, and yeah, so take care of yourselves, take care of your hair, take care of your skin, wear sunscreen, and I love you guys. Thank you for the support. Bye.